So I want to talk about the VDP pages because I'm finding this a lot lately and I don't really know why. There's a lot of clutter on VDP pages that's completely unnecessary. So if you're looking at your website on your phone, which is where you should be looking at it because that's where a majority of your customers are looking at it, and it takes 2-3 scrolls to get to a car on the VDP page, let me make sure I'm saying that correctly to you. If it takes you 2 to 3 scrolls to get to the actual car on a vehicle details page, there is something wrong with your VDPs. And usually why that happens is because people have 3, 4, 5 banners on the top of the VDP page. Let me explain something to you. If they're on your VDP page, they're caught. They're in your trap. They're captured. They're going to convert on that page provided you have the right vehicle, the right pricing, blah, 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 blah. So on that page, banners are completely unnecessary. You want to capture people with banners, do it on the SRP, limit it to 1, do it on the home page, make sure you have a website that includes personalization in that feature, and if you don't know what that is, that means your website provider doesn't have it. So there's only one website provider in automotive right now that has it. That's Synchro. And I'm not saying they're the end-all be-all best website out there, but they're the only ones that have personalization, and if you're looking to capture people from your homepage, that's important. So going back to what I'm saying about VDPs. VDPs, that person's there because that's the car they're looking at. That's the car they're interested in. So now you need to switch from shopping mode behavior, what do you want to call them? CTAs, sorry. I missed the word for a minute. CTAs. Now you want to move from marketing CTAs to motivating them to buy or make a hard conversion CTAs. So you have to think a little bit differently about what you're putting in there that motivates them to click that button. So a lot of times some website providers will put labels on the CTAs that match what you have on the SRP, on the VDP as you do on the SRP. And I don't think that's really the best way to create the best UX for your shoppers. And I'll explain why. So if someone's on the SRP, they're scrolling through cars, they're shopping, right? So why do you want to have like a start your credit app, value your trade, start your credit app are buying level, low funnel auto intender activities. When people are looking at an SRP, they're shopping. They haven't found the vehicle that fits their needs yet. So see details, quick view. Those are good search results page, SRP page CTAs. And I'll explain why you should have them different than the VDP is because when you're measuring what creates the most conversions, what people are clicking on when you're doing your A/B testing, which you should do, having those buttons say the exact same thing, well, it doesn't exactly, unless you have your analytics report done correctly and your UTM containers done correctly, it's not going to measure that within the analytics of the website. It's just going to say this person clicked on the value your trade details CTA. Well, was it on the SRP or the VDP? Because if you have it in both places, you're not going to know. And that is a huge detriment to how you apply your marketing dollars. That's a huge detriment to really understanding what the way your shopper shops. So, number 1, make sure your CTAs are very, very different on the SRP and the VDP. The SRP is shopping mode behaviors. The VDP is buying mode behaviors. So what does a person do when they're in buying mode on the VDP? They want to fill out a credit app. They want to look at what their trade's worth. They want to talk about incentives. They want to talk about money off. They want to talk about factory interest rates, stuff like that. So that's the kind of information you want on the VDP, because that's what people are looking for. That's what's important to them. And the further you can pull them into your website, the deeper they can go, the more pages there are into your website, the better chance you have of capturing that customer into the process. So really take a good look at how you have your buying pages, your VDPs, structured as opposed to your shopping pages, your SRPs, and make a differential line between them so that you're really speaking to how your customer shops. And that's going to actually further enhance your website's capability for capturing that customer. Again, you don't need a lot of clutter. You don't need a lot of garbage. You need the price. You need all the details of the vehicle, the equipment, the color, interior, exterior, all the details that apply any rebates or any incentives or any of that to vehicle, all on that one VDP page, because that's all the information that the customer needs to actually make a buying decision. Now, I actually heard this argument last week, and I still am amazed I heard it. Well, why would I provide all that information? Because they're just going to take it and shop. Okay. So let me ask you a question. Do you think that if you don't have the pricing and all that information on the website, that your store will even be in the consideration set for a purchase? Let me skip to the end here. No, they're going to skip to go to a store who actually has the full price, who actually has all the details of the vehicle on there. You want to win a customer that's in your own backyard that you find that you're having trouble competing for, then you need to work on the branding of the organic branding of your store, of your business better. You need to work on the difference makers of why they should buy from you. The VDP page is not the page to put that on. It's not the page to actually try to make them understand that they should be buying from you, or the why buy message. That you can't, the VDP page is not the place to do that. So when you're actually talking about the why buy message, why should you buy from me? Why should you buy this car? Why should you buy from this dealership? That needs to be on your social media. That needs to be on your YouTube, your Facebook, your TikToks, your Instagram. Those are all why people should buy from you. That's your branding strategy. Branding should not be 100% reliant on a paid strategy. That's absolutely, it's a minimal spend at best. If you're spending more than like 5-10% on your branding strategy, then you're doing something wrong internally. You're trying to literally put a Band-Aid over the Grand Canyon. You have a larger problem with branding if that's how you're trying to make up the difference. So I digress. VDP. Once the customer gets to a VDP, they're in buying mode. So all the actions on that page need to reflect that they are in buying mode. Your chat needs to reflect that. Chat or text, whatever you have, that needs to reflect that. There's a prompt question usually that you can use with most chat tools. So your chat prompt question needs to be different on the home page, on the service page, on the SRP page, on the VDP page, based on where someone is in the buying process. SRP, can I help you finish this credit app? Can I help you with a trade-in? Something along those lines. When you're on the VDP, the question needs to be, have you checked out our digital retailing tool? Oh, and if you don't have a digital retailing tool, like just stop watching altogether. Like I should have probably said that in the beginning, my apologies. But if you don't have a digital retailing tool, just move on. This isn't for you. Would you like to start our digital retailing tool and add a link to that? So really start thinking about the UX of your customer and where they're at in the purchase funnel, and then organize your website accordingly. And that will absolutely increase the engagement for your store. If you're not on that, if you're not there yet, I strongly suggest that you reach out to a good consultant, a good marketing company, and get some strategy behind it. Because if you're fighting with, well, I'm paying for all this traffic, but I'm not getting the conversions, that's why you're not getting in the conversions. You don't have buying behavior, buying CTAs, buying actions on your VDP. Probably some other issues going on, but I would start there and work your way backwards from there. So I hope that helps this week. Thanks for watching. Happy selling.